Isn't it the golden time to find long lost friends? What with WhatsApp and Facebook, right? I was recently talking to a friend from school, almost after 20 years, I remember when we were in school together, she had a very tough childhood. She lost her mother early. Her father was working for some textile mill. And at those times, textile mills weren't doing too well. She even had a younger brother or sister. She would get up in the morning, cook for the family, and then come to school, go back and clean and cook. She was determined to do well in studies and become a doctor. She couldn't afford extra tuition. She would borrow notes from those of us who went, and she would come home for night study, and she had made up her mind, I'm going to do medicine, I'm going to become a doctor. I heard her struggles continued through high school and college also, both financially and in the home front, but she stuck on to her dreams. She became a doctor. She is a successful pathologist in a chain of hospitals in Chennai now. But you should have heard her speak to me last week. Terrible. This profession is terrible. There is no work-life balance. Always you're surrounded by sickness, and this is not what I wanted to become. I mean, isn't this what you wanted for yourself? I asked. And she was like, yes, this is what I wanted for myself, but I did not foresee this to be so difficult. I didn't bargain for this. And when investors tell me that they can take a lot of risk and they can invest in equities, I don't believe them. Dude, you have no idea what a bad market is like. If you've not seen 2008, it's almost impossible to simulate how you would behave in a situation that you've never been in the past. We know investing in equity is not a smooth journey. We also know that fear and greed are natural human characteristics. Why are we fighting it? There are better ways of managing risk. Here are 3 very, very effective ways in which you can manage risk in your investment. Number 1, have a long-term perspective. Do not invest in equities any money that you would need in the next 5 to 7 years. Have a target to achieve within this time frame and stay invested till you reach this target. Number 2, have a diversified, well-managed portfolio. All these statistics that you hear of 1/3 chance of loss if you stay invested for 1 year, or almost no chance of loss if the period of investment is 10 years, all apply only to diversified, broad-based, well-managed portfolios. When I say well-managed, I mean pick up the right stocks at the right prices and hold them on till their story runs up and more. And also, unemotionally axe the investments that do not make sense in your portfolio through automated rebalancing. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful through automated processes. I know all this is tough. You have a job, you have a family, you have hobbies to keep. So just let a professional manage this. It's their day job, and they would be answerable to the deliverables they promise. Number 3, hedge your portfolio. All the bravery and faith that you have in a bull market will melt like thin ice in a bear market. Your advisor is human too. He or she might be swayed by market movements as well. Instead of placing your faith on some non-existent superhuman capability of being rational at all time, place your faith on good systems and processes. Hedge your portfolio. Protect your capital. When you hedge your portfolio, it's like an insurance policy that you have for the capital that you've invested against losses when market movements happen. And when markets fall, but your capital is safe, you're most likely to be under lesser stress, and almost always you'd make better decisions under less stress. These decisions will determine your destiny. Do not avoid risk, manage the risk. It's on the other side of the mountain that the view is beautiful.